Steve, welcome to Leicester Tigers. Obviously, you have commenced in your role at the club, not yet commenced coaching on the pitch, hands-on, so to speak. But before we start on looking at your first couple of days and looking ahead, I want to ask you, when you were a player with Saracens, Bath, even England, what were your perceptions of Leicester Tigers?
My perceptions of Leicester Tigers were a great club, a fantastic fan base who roared on their team every single time, whether it was you played them at Welford Road or played them elsewhere. There was always a great support for this team, and it was always going to be a tough game. Always a tough game playing against Leicester.
Since it was announced that you were joining, there's been a lot of changes at the club, which has included some specifics of, obviously at board level, a change in CEO, but more specifically the COVID-19 pandemic and impact of that, which will continue and has continued. Have any of these changes had an effect on your planning and preparation?
Well, I think they all have an effect. I think what the key thing is you've got to be able to adapt. And that's important for us. It's been important for us off field. It will be important for us on the field. We've got to be able to adapt. There's challenges and we're all facing them. And it's like how we face them and how we overcome them and how we learn from our experiences so we get better going forward.
Additionally, and I have to ask this, there has been a handful of players stood down in recent days. Is there anything you have to say regarding that situation or how it impacts your squad and plans moving forward?
Well, I think firstly I'll say that everybody as an individual has to make their own decisions and their own plans, and they will make those decisions. The second thing I'll say is there's a group of players here who are incredibly committed to taking this team forward. They're committed to the hard work that's needed. They're committed to ensuring that they wear the Leicester Tigers shirt with pride and making sure our supporters are proud of them, making it a team that they are proud of. And in terms of things going forward, clearly there's been changes to the squad, by the nature of players no longer part of the squad. So that's something that is currently being looked at.
Ahead of recent events, there have been high profiles, comings and goings, as with every season, in a bit of a different way this year, given the way the season is moving beyond July 1st. But prior to those events, we've seen changes in the playing squad and, of course, the coaching team with some high-profile names. What do you believe are the strengths within the current squad in both those areas approaching a resumption of a season?
Well, I think with the playing squad, we've got a great blend of the core of the squad. Some people who played at Leicester Tigers a very, very long time and understand what Leicester Tigers is about. And they've been the core of this squad. We've then signed some really exciting players. Some players are going to come in and do exceptionally well here. Shalvan Mukiashvili, really tough hooker. Blake Enever, fantastic second row, great set piece operator. Kyle Brink coming from South Africa, brilliant ball carrier. Nemani Nadolo is over here now. He's going to be a great addition to us in the back line. Harry Potter, who signed on the wing from Australia. And there's be one or two others. But we've made some really good acquisitions there. And the other thing I'd say that's really impressed me from what I've seen so far is the young players. The young players who come into the development squad and they turn up at training and they're trying to get better every single day. And you can see what it means to them. You can see what it means to them to be part of this squad. And if you've got those young players pushing the whole time, you've got that core of people who understand what Leicester Tigers is about, and you keep adding these quality players from the outside, you make a really good blend of players.
What was it, even before or during those initial conversations you had, that appealed to you about Leicester Tigers?
Oh, Leicester Tigers is a great club. It is a great club, and it is full of passionate people who are determined to help this club and determined to help build this club to where we want it to be. And it's really important for me to say that I've received lots of messages so far, and I've spoken to lots of people who have that passion for Leicester Tigers, whether that is board members, support team members, people who work at the Welford Road Stadium, supporters from all over the place have contacted me and wish their very best wishes for what we're trying to do here. And it's clear to me how much they care about this team. And what's been really shown to me so far is how much the players that here care about this team. And we're determined that together, we're going to take a lot of hard work, but together we're going to get the club back where we want it to be. So it's an exciting challenge. I'm really full of anticipation about this challenge that's ahead, and I'm looking forward to all the hard work.
The head coach role that you now have at Leicester Tigers brings with it a level of expectation which is been built up through various seasons of success and a long history, which you've alluded to. There are demands on that role, and there is that level of expectation. How does that sit with you? And I guess as a second part, do you think there needs to be a shift or a reassessment of how realistic it is?
I think that I would always rather be involved with something that has a high level of expectation and something that has zero expectation. Yet coming to Leicester Tigers, there is an expectation here. There's an expectation of the way we conduct ourselves, the way we behave, and the way we play. And I go back to whenever I played against Leicester, it was tough. The players gave their all for their team, and the supporters cheered that team on. And the passion that the supporters had for that team was immense. And what I see with this group of players and the team we're building here is that they will be tough and they will work and work and work for this team. And we want to make sure that the supporters have got a team that they are very proud of going forward.
A Steve Borthwick coached team, what can Leicester Tigers fans expect?
Well, firstly, we'll be very clear on about how we're going to play. And we'll be very clear about how we're going to go about our games, building upon the strengths that we have within this team. But, and I've emphasised this previously, but I'll keep emphasising this because this is crucial. We need to ensure, and we are building a team that works exceptionally hard for each other and exceptionally hard for this club. If you're not willing to do the hard work that we need at Leicester Tigers, then you're not going to be part of this team. Our fans expect it, our board expect it, I as coach expect it of myself, my coaches and of the players. So when a Leicester Tigers team goes on the field, they know our supporters, whether they're at Welford Road Stadium, whether they're allowed to watch the games there, hopefully we'll have it full at some point soon, or whether they're watching it on TV, or they hear about it, they'll know it's a Leicester Tigers team that is proud to wear the shirt and wants to make their supporters proud of them.
You mentioned the coaching team, Aled Walters. Can you go into a little bit of specifics about what it is that makes Aled such a good addition to Leicester Tigers?
Brilliant coach. He has the ability to get players to find a bit more, gets that bit more out of players. Has a very unique way of doing it, a fantastic rapport, can push and gets the players to find that bit more. And that's a very, very, very special talent in a coach.
On another side of it, Rob Taylor, not as well known as Aled to maybe some Leicester Tigers and rugby circles, but still I would imagine equally as exciting an addition for you. What is it about Rob that fans should be excited about?
Excellent coach, and he's got an experience coming from New Zealand and Australia that's going to add a huge amount to our coach team. And again, I talked about the blend of the playing squad earlier, talk about the blend of the coaches, that we have got the strength of Leicester. We've got Jordan Murphy, we've got Brett Deacon, we've got Boris Stankovic, and then we've got the expertise that we talked about with Aled, what Rob's going to bring from Australia and New Zealand. We've got, and with Mike Ford, an international defence coach here. The blend of coaches and their different experiences from around the world at international level, at club level, that makes having an incredible array of talents that we're going to work, and we're going to work exceptionally hard together to ensure we bring all those strengths to the team and help this team grow going forward.
You mentioned the supporters. The club has one of the largest supporter base in the country and consistently one of the best attendances in rugby. How big a part of your journey and this journey for the squad and the club are they?
They're integral to it. And I'll say thank you to all the supporters who've already sent me their best wishes for this role that I have now going forward. The club, and we spoke about it earlier, it's been a great club and a special supporter base, a huge supporter base that feel incredible passion behind it. The team recognise that. The team recognise it, and the team love playing in front of the supporters. And the team we want to make sure that our supporters are proud of their team. And the hard work that we're going to put in to make sure that happens is really, really important to me.
There are Leicester Tigers supporters, and then there are probably those outside of the Tigers environment who admire the club, but just simply don't like Leicester Tigers. What do you make of that?
I think there's lots of people outside the club who enjoy Leicester Tigers being down right now. What matters to me is this club, and when I say this club, I mean the players, I mean the board, I mean our supporters, and I mean the community in which our club is in Leicestershire. And that's what I think is important. So we'll go about our work with great endeavour. We'll give our all to improving this team, ensure that our supporters are proud of it, and ensure that our community is proud of our team. And outside of that, I don't really give much thought to what they think.
Look, you are less than a week into the job, so it may be early to ask you this, but what I want to know is, from what you've observed so far of whether it's players on the pitch, staff off the pitch, even in conversations you've had, what have been your main takeaways since commencing?
I will two things say. How much everybody cares about this club, and secondly, how hard everybody is working to get us moving in the right direction. And that's everybody from the players who've been here 10 years, to the players who've been here a short time, to the coaches, to the ground staff who do such a fantastic job here and preparing the facility so these players can be the best players they possibly can be, and everybody's working in that direction.
As a final point, if you're speaking directly to supporters now, and you've touched on it briefly, but as a specific, what is it that excites you most about this role, given this moment in time and with this group of players, coaches, staff and fans?
What excites me the most, if I narrow that down to two things: the challenge, because as we talked about, there's a lot of people enjoying Leicester Tigers being down right now. So the challenge we have to get Leicester where we want it to be. And secondly, the most important thing is the people. The people excite me here, from whether that is Peter Tom, the chairman, whether that is the coaches, the players, the supporters, whether that's anybody I've met around this team who want this great club to move forward, is how much they care. And when you've got that amount of passion, I think it can be very, very powerful, and that's exciting.